Describe a complaint you made and you were satisfied with the results. So, a complaint and you were satisfied. You should say, now the bullet points, when it happened, who you complained to. So there should be someone whom you have complained, what you complained about, why you were satisfied with the results. So the idea is that I wanted a laptop. I went to a shop. He said the laptop is not available. He checked the various branches. He says, I will call you, but he did not call. I called the customer service. They said, okay, very well, we'll provide you. And the result was good. Then we have the follow-ups, difficult ones. So see till the last. Just a couple of months ago, I had to buy a new laptop because my old one was freezing every 5 seconds, which drove me mad. You went crazy. At first, I wanted to find a suitable one online, but I was overwhelmed, means I was confused by the number of options available. In the end, I decided to go to a reputed electronic store as I wasn't ready to throw money. Just note down the small, collocations and the higher vocab. Throw money away and buy the first thing I saw online. So I went to the store. The shop assistant listened to me really carefully and quickly helped me to find the right solution for my individual needs. So he just found a solution. He just did not want to sell me something because he thought that I should not pay more. Unfortunately, the laptop I had chosen appeared to be out of stock. वो available नहीं था. So he said that he would contact other branches to find the model I wanted. He said that this would take a day or two. Of course, I agreed to wait a bit. मैंने कहा ठीक है. I asked the shop assistant to keep me updated in order to understand whether I would get the laptop or have to find elsewhere. कहीं और भी मैं कर सकता हूँ. However, I had been kept totally in the dark. Note down the vocab. About the situation was like for about a week. The situation was like the same. It did not change about a week until I contacted the shop customer support service. Now, here is where I made the complaint myself and complained about it. A customer service manager listened to me very carefully. Then he sincerely apologized for the trouble I had to experience with the company and promised to deal with this issue as quickly as and as humanly possible. Just note down. The manager called me back within 30 minutes में उसने call कर लिया and told me what had happened, and then he promised me that he would get my order delivered the following day. आपको next day मिल जाएगा. And I did get it because you have to show a positive result. Also, the company offered me a big discount. उन्होंने discount भी दे दिया है ना, which was really, and I was over the moon or whatever you want to add, which was really nice also. Several days later, he called me again to make sure everything was okay. So they were checking up that whether I was satisfied with the laptop. This way, he let me know that he had not forgotten me. Yeah. If I may not sound much impressed, but it really made me feel as a valued customer, and I really appreciate that. Now, let's do the follow-ups. Now, actually, this is 2 questions, but you can answer with 1 answer. So the question are 2. So if you want coaching, evaluation, materials, do contact me. And if you like it, child, please share it with any one of your friends, because sometimes one share can at least change somebody's life. So एक share तो बनता है, एक like बनता है बेटे with such a vocab. Okay. What do people often complain about? क्या चीज़ें हैं? This is part 3 and you have to extend it. So what are the things जो लोग complain करते हैं? What products or services do people of your country like to complain about? So the same thing. People often complain about a wide range of issues that impact their lives. Now this is general. See how you have to answer the part 3. First general statement, and then I will give examples, and then I will explain, because it has to be long. Work, career related problems such as work stress, long hours of work, low pay and poor working conditions. Finance is another major issue of complaint, with people who often feel squeezed from the rising living expenses and the mounting cost of everything, the high cost of healthcare and other necessities. Health problems, both physical and mental, can take a heavy toll, that can be very difficult and often result in complaints, particularly when it is not pocket friendly, or when it is not easy to assess, and or the treatment is increasingly high. You can say anything. Additionally, one more I am giving you. Citizens may also complain about the quality of the public services, such as the roads or hospitals or politicals or social issues, such as the government policies or the human right issues, abuses, all these. You can give any example. Ultimately, it is important to address these complaints in a constructive and effective manner so that they can provide valuable feedback that can help to improve the process of products and services. So from this, you can take out any and explain. That is not a problem, but this was difficult for the students that I am doing it. Who is more likely to make complaints, older or the younger? Now here you have to compare. Well, it is difficult to say who is more likely to make complaints. You can start like that. Or you could say, if you do not know, oh, well, that is an interesting question, I have not thought about it, and then buy some time. Okay, that was example. But if I had to make a generalization, I'd say that the old people are more likely to make complaints. You see, with age comes this experience, and they're not able to handle change. And sometimes people have a lot of things they have gone through, because of the old age, and they've seen a lot of things, they've experienced a lot of things down the years. So when they feel something isn't right, mostly the oldies, they are more likely to speak up, complain. However, it is not to say that the younger people don't make complaints at all. They definitely do, specifically when they feel that their rights or their personal boundaries, they have been violated. For example, if they feel that they are not being treated fairly at work, or in some social situation, they might likely to raise their voice, speak up, raise their voice. Remember this. It's easier for the younger people to voice their complaints through social media and online views. So this is example I'm giving. On the other hand, अब मैं compare कर रही हूँ. On the other hand, this is something novel. In some cultures, they don't encourage complaining. Okay, you can say like complaining is seen as a weakness, and in others it is seen as a way to bring attention to an issue and make things better. So it depends. So it really depends on where someone comes from. So if you're coming from some place where complaining is not good, so it depends, and where they believe and what they believe. So where they live and what they believe, I guess you can say that. Okay, when are people more likely to make complaints? So when the time, I think the people will complain when they feel strongly about an issue at hand. So we'll give an example. For example, if someone receives a poor customer service, as I have explained, from a company they can rely on, they may more likely to complain. So this is an example. Under the situation is that another situation is when people think that they have been treated unfairly or have no other options but to resolve the problem, they often complain. Okay, so sometimes people are really aware of the consumer rights. So we have to tell when. So awareness of the consumer rights can play an important role in motivating people to complain if they feel like they have not received what they were entitled to. And overall, people are more likely to come and complain when they feel that it is their legitimate right, or it is there's a legitimate reason to do so. And of course, they also complain when they feel that their complaint can make a difference. Okay, then there are people who will make complaints orally or writing. See, I'm not saying that you have to speak so much. I'm just giving you ideas for the part 3. So you can say that sometimes they make orally and sometimes they make written. For example, they will, if there is, they will do it orally when they want an immediate feedback, or when they want, something that you want is very sensitive, and then they can make it orally. Suppose there's a example you can give. There's a poor restaurant service, so, or there's a poor product, then there's a problem with the product, then they will do it orally so that it's fixed up quickly. But then there may be people, if there are writing, that is also a way. People do it by writing when there's a lot of problem in an issue, like they want to support it by receipts or by photos, so that they want refund. At that time also people would kind of complain. Now this is a very long one, but you can choose any. So are there any disadvantages of setting up consumer or customer service. You can say, well, the only disadvantage of setting up a customer service, I think, is the cost of running the service. But I don't think it is a drawback, because to my mind, it feels that a good customer service will ultimately recover the expenses in full. So these were sometimes, or you can also add that I would say that there are no downsides in building a successful customer service department. There are only advantages and upsides. So in this manner, you have to explain your part 3. It has to be long, and she has to cross question you as an examiner. When I was examining, if I'm not able to find out what band score I have to give the student, then I cross question. I hope you find it useful, and I will be posting more cue cards which are really difficult and recent ones. Thank you, and all